Welcome to Profound Frivolity. We're your hosts, Dusten,
Orrin,
and Gray.
And in this podcast, we're going to be telling stories that you didn't know you wanted to hear.
So grab a drink.
And some good and plenty.
Because this is Profound Frivolity.
Welcome back to another episode. We are Profound Frivolity. And today we are missing one of our hosts.
Gray, she's dead.
She's not dead. But her family has COVID, so she is in quarantine.
She ate a brick.
She also did that. Yeah. So she's not here. It's just the both of us. So expect this episode to
probably be slightly shorter.
Be shorter and to get totally off topic and, be stupid. But you know what? That's funny, right? So, today, our topic is, much as that's gonna last, but our topic today is sports. And the thing is, neither of us have any interest in sports.
Or skill. At least I don't have any skill in sports.
I have no skill in sports.
I could maybe do golf, but I've never tried.
Bro, literally the point of golf is to play the least golf.
Yeah.
It's that.
My kind of sport.
If right, if you play golf, nothing against you. But also...
Anyway, so, I'll be going first.
Yes.
So, I've tried almost every sport in the book, aside from golf.
What about rugby?
Not rugby, but football and soccer. And if you put those together, and with boxing, you got rugby.
Nice.
Rugby is just team deathmatch boxing with a ball somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway, I was doing baseball when I was 8. And I wasn't very good at it. I couldn't hit the ball very hard. I couldn't pitch. I couldn't catch. Or at least I thought I didn't. Turns out I just needed to use a new strategy. I was the first baseman.
Use a new limb, you mean?
Well, several. But
several.
I'm standing at first base, right? And this one kid comes up to bat, and he hits the ball. Obviously, that's what you're supposed to do in baseball. And it's going really fast, but I manage to kind of do a little, I get on my, tiptoes for some reason to, get out of the way of the ball coming towards me.
Oh no, tiptoes, defense.
I don't know. I just was, making evasive movement. But somehow what I did allowed me to perfectly catch the ball between my knees and get the kid out. So it was just pink, and that's my knees hitting each other, if you heard that.
Yeah.
And then...
victory.
I won the entire game.
Joyous noises. I'm sure you didn't, but...
No, I didn't win, I don't think.
Yeah. You were like, yeah! And then you guys lost the game. Probably what happened.
But the crowd cheered for me, and that inflated my ego a lot.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm an expert at baseball.
Pretty much, yeah. We call him...
baseball expert.
That's what we call him. That is true. I've done nothing like that. At all. I've never done, an amazing play. Except for the one time that I was playing soccer when I was, I must have been, 6. And so, there's this thing. Okay. Kind of a backstory about this. So, my dad is a giant biker. Really good at biking and stuff like that. And he used to be part of this thing called, or he still is, I guess, but used to more, called Battle Ready, and the slogan was "I am second." It was kind of part of our church and stuff. And to do that, to advertise that, I guess, you would put this giant cross on your back, with Sharpie, for the events and the sports and I don't know, races. I have no clue what it was, but all I remember was it was really cool to see a giant sword with Sharpie painted on their backs, with the hilt going onto their shoulder blades, and all this wordage and all this stuff written on them. It looked like tattoos, and I was like, "That's cool. I want to do that when I go to my soccer game." So I went to my soccer game, and my dad painted, or not painted, I don't know why I keep saying painted, Sharpied the sword onto my back. And I thought it was super, super cool. So I was like, cool, I can take my shirt off and show it off. And they're like, maybe not. Like, I was like, then what's the point, right? So I'm walking to practice, and I'm kind of doing that thing, not that thing, you know, as you do when you have a sword painted on your back but can't show anyone. You do the thing where you're like, hey, I have a sword painted on my back, come and look at it, and then you kind of like move your sleeve and like pull your shirt up to try to show it off and stuff. But during that game, I don't remember what the score was, or I don't even know how to score on soccer, but all I knew was kick the ball into the net and don't touch it with your hands. So I'm coming up, and the ball is like really, really close to the goalie because I had like kicked it too hard or something. So the goal is like right in front of me, and I kick it, but not like the right way, I guess, like with the tip of my toe. So the ball pretty much goes like straight up, and then bounces behind the goalie and like rolls into the goal. And I mean to tell you, I went like berserker, just like absolutely crazy. Thought I was the best soccer player ever, like running around. It was kind of like the moment when you caught the ball in between your legs, like everyone was cheering. It was like that, and I was like, I am amazing. And after that, my coaches were like, yeah, so you actually kicked it wrong, and then they lectured me how to kick it right. And I was like, are you kidding
No,
me?
I just invented a new style. If I had kicked it right, it wouldn't have gone in, would it have?
Right, that's how I felt.
Also, I have a sword tattoo.
Yeah, by the way, it's super powerful. So that's like the only cool thing I've ever done in sports. And like all the rest of my stories are just epic fails and times I really wanted to quit. Yeah.
But yeah, I have another one where I remember I was playing. No, so I said I've never tried golf. That's not necessarily true. There's this thing called Top Golf.
Oh yeah, I've heard that too.
It's like golf target practice, like that one practice mode on Wii Sports. Basically.
Where you just hit it and try to get it into like one of the holes out there.
Well, yeah, but it's like a giant net in the ground.
Right.
And all I remember from that day is, well, it was very fun. There was lots of really good food. It was a friend's birthday party. That's why we were there. I kept swinging too high, and I just hit the top of the ball. It would roll off of the tee and just drop down. And we were like several stories up. And I did that almost every single time, except for one time that I hit the wall with my club really hard.
I remember that.
It was
like, psh, whack. I remember that. That was a good time. I don't think I ever made a single, like, hole. Like, I never got a single one in. They just landed out in the field.
I had no golf experience prior to that.
Neither.
All I knew was that it was a very relaxing game compared to most other sports.
Yeah. I actually have a friend who works there at that Top Golf, and he's the guy in the go-kart who drives around and like sucks up the balls in his car and stuff like that. And he's gotten hit with them before.
Oh,
like, and they've come through his window or stuff like that and like hit him. So they like had to like put up all this net, and it's pretty much like a giant like airtight box now. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And I really can't recommend these guys enough. This is what we in the shed personally use. And when we record, we do it right off of Anchor. So when I get inside to edit, it's already there. It's amazing. So again, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. We're going to insert a break here, and we'll be back with a couple more stories. Welcome back from the break. We're going to tell a couple more stories, And like we said at the beginning, we're gonna end this, episode
Kind of pretty short.
Because we're missing one of our main hosts.
All right, but one sport I've played a lot that I'm kind of okay at, and I actually enjoy, and some will say it's not a sport, is paintball. I have so many good experiences with paintball. Not to say that my first ones were very good. So the first time I was playing paintball was this camp. Like this family camp that I would go to like every autumn, like early autumn, late summer. I don't know. With a whole bunch of my extended family. And we'd always get the same cabin every single time, and we got it was really cool. Fun. Cool. Like I can remember that cabin to this day. But apparently it's been stripped of all the furniture, and now it's just empty, and that's sad because after I moved away from my family, we couldn't go there anymore. But everyone else is still going. Anyway, sadness. I played paintball for the first time there, or at least I was supposed to. I spent $12 on 2 matches. Not a terrible price. They provide all the guns, and there's no limited ammo or anything.
That's pretty good.
And me and my uncle, were gonna do it. And the whole time I was so excited to play paintball because I had read this one comic about people playing paintball, and I'm like, man, that's so cool. And I was so excited for it. And my uncle just kept being like, it hurts to get hit by a paintball, right? And I'm like
I'm gonna get hit.
I was kind of thinking that, I feel like I could be pretty good at it, right? I won't get hit, will I? And I was right, but for the wrong reasons. I got a little spooked, but, I'm not backing out. I did make my parents pay for these tickets, so I'm gonna play. And I grabbed the gun, I load it up, I go into the paintball course. My uncle's on my team. There's 2 other random guys from some other family that are just at the camp at the same time. And then they say, go. And we just hear them running towards us. And my nerves are like, I'm going to die! I'm going to die!
If they put real bullets in their guns!
But before I can even see them, this is in the woods, I just start trying to shoot paintballs. Keyword trying. To shoot paintballs just into the woods. But little did I know, all my gun is doing is discharging CO2, and it's not firing. It's been jammed this whole time. And then they come into view, and I'm panicking, and I keep shooting, and nothing's coming out of my gun. And they run up to me. They shoot my uncle, straight in the face. This would be very graphic without context. Yeah. This is paintball. They shoot him,
with the red bullets!
They were yellow, actually.
Oh, I thought it was
so it looked like
ones.
Barf.
Ew.
But I'm like, my gun's not working, and I stand up and I put my hands up and I surrender.
They shoot you anyway.
No, and they don't shoot me, and I'm like,
Point blank your butt cheek.
I'm like, okay, so I lost, but I paid for 2 matches. But I'm gonna wait a little bit because I'm definitely not facing off against those guys again.
Yeah, no way.
So we wait around. My uncle was so nice to wait around for me this whole time, and another group shows up. There's 3 of them. But I'm like, well, I'll just stick with my team. We can beat them. And they get me a new gun. And the same thing happens.
Oh, wait, so
they all run towards me. My gun only discharges CO2. And eventually I pull the trigger once, and it just starts going...
With bullets?
No, with air.
Oh.
Or CO2. And I'm like, and I think it's a machine gunning.
Machine gun mode.
For a second, I was super excited. And I was pointing it into the small crowd of people coming towards me. My uncle got sniped, right at the beginning again. And they run up to me. I notice I'm not hitting any of them, and I surrender again. And that was my first paintball experience. And I didn't play for, years.
And you've never hit a bullet to this day? Or been hit with one?
No, actually, then I went to man camp. Nathan...
Yeah, he went.
Was there,
Yeah, my older brother. I didn't go because I'm not a man.
We went to this thing called man camp, and there was paintball.
I was
2
one
big
grade
teams.
Younger, so I couldn't go.
And me and Nathan, we were like, oh yeah, this is awesome. So we're sticking together, and what we do is when they say go, it's like 2 teams of 8. Me and Nathan immediately see like this old like little shed thing that we can take cover behind.
And I was like, "You're killing the old guy first."
And but there's also this big like mound of gravel in the middle of it, just like as a hill point to take. And this guy from the enemy team comes up over the hill and he starts shooting down at me and Nathan. And we're like, I can feel the bullets like hitting the ground near my feet. But what I managed to do is I turn and I'm strafing and like hip firing, and I managed to get him square in the chest.
Nice.
From up there, and I was like, yes! And that was my first paintball kill. It was awesome. And the also my last died. For a while. Yes, he died. He was allergic to the paint.
Oh no!
But then we go behind the shed, and this is the most impressive shot I've ever seen in paintball. And I've played a few times. And I'm sitting behind this shed, and there's 2 windows in the shed. Like, not with glass, just windows. And a guy from across the playing field shoots me in the head through 2 windows while I'm moving behind the shed.
That's really good.
And it was just, like, square on the top of my head, because I had, like, dropped my gun or something, and I was reaching down to get it, but it just pink, and it hits me in the top of the head. And Nathan was with me, and he was crouched down.
He's like, hit the deck!
And that was like one of... Man, now I want to play paintball so bad again.
I know, me too. It's like, we should get our airsoft guns out and just shoot each other.
Airsoft, if you ask
me...
Well, but airsoft is so much more economical. The guns are so much more diverse.
It's true. But the thing is, they're also so like... expensive. I feel like if you just want to go play paintball...
compared to paintball, like, it's pretty cheap.
Well, if airsoft? If you just want to go play paintball, then that's cheaper than, like, buying all the guns and then going to, like, airsoft fields.
Uh-huh. Well, going to an airsoft field is also cheaper than going to a paintball field.
Right, but then you have to buy, like, the $800, like, automatic guns and stuff. I don't know.
Or you can bring your own to most, actually. They just give you a place to play.
I know.
Anyway, this is a debate for later.
Yeah, so... I'll actually tell some of my own paintball stories, because I have a few of them.
Like the time you shot me in the jugular from, like, 9 feet away. Do you remember that? That was airsoft.
That was I think that was airsoft.
Then I went to church with a massive welt.
Yeah. So we were playing with my older cousin and Nathan, my older brother, and you weren't born yet.
I'm older than you.
No, you're not.
I forgot.
Yeah, he's not. No, you just weren't, like, living here yet. You were not our friend yet. So we went to this field for his birthday, my cousin's, with both our dads and our other cousin, who we don't see very often. So he was there too. And we went to this paintball field. We got our guns, and we're playing, and we're shooting each other, and I get hit, right? I think it was like my dad. I can't remember. But I get hit. And it's like, you know, every paintball field has, it's like the spindle field. It's just like a field of, like, giant spindles.
Oh, yeah.
You know that one? Mm-hmm. It's my least favorite. So I get hit, like, in the back. So I'm, like, walking away with my gun up. And little do I know, my brother is hiding right behind the spindle I'm about to pass. So I'm walking by, and he stands up and... right in the back of the head, like, point blank, in the back of my head, where my mask wasn't covering. And I'm just like, no! Like, the pain, it hurt so bad. And, like, I was out for, like, a game or two after that.
He was unconscious.
No, not out, but, like, I didn't play for a game or two after that. I was, like, so mad. And it hurt. And believe it or not, that is not the only time I've been shot in the face. I've been shot in the face multiple times. Like that one time I was playing paintball with some of my other friends. It was like... So there's paintball with, like, the automatic guns, and then there's, like, Splatmaster, which is pretty much like paint gun shotguns.
Yeah, it's
where
just
you, like, you put, like, 5 paintballs in there, and then you, like, shoot them out. You know?
Yeah.
It's like a pump.
It's a pump shotgun.
There is, like, CO2 in it, but you have to, like, cock back. It's not automatic. So I was playing that. And it's like this, like, actually this really, really cool field. It has, like, a helicopter and a Jeep and, like, a plane. So we're playing that, and I'm like running down the field. And you know, I feel like I'm in a war or something. So I'm like running with like action music playing in my head. You know, like popping off shots at like random things, not really hitting anyone, but I have unlimited ammo. So what the world, you know? When all of a sudden my vision just goes red. I just hear like a cracking noise, and then all I see is like red, and I'm like, "Oh no, I'm bleeding!" And one of my friends goes behind me, and he's like, "Bro, are you okay? What happened?" And I'm like, "I don't even know." Like, and I go off the field with him, and I take my mask off, and the entire inside of my mask is just red, like all up against the glass. Someone had shot, like, in between the little crack in between my head and the top of the helmet, and it had hit the eyeglass protection, and the entire thing had just gotten all red.
That's crazy.
So the entire mask, like, you couldn't see out of it. So we went and got that cleaned. Another time we were playing, this was paintball slingshot. So you put a paintball...
I was there.
Yeah, you put a paintball in a slingshot and shoot it at each other. That was so painful. Those hurt so bad. But I was wearing a mask, and someone hit it. You know, there's like those little air holes? Someone hit it straight up on the air hole, and it sprays through into my mouth. So
I think that's like fish oil, so you can actually... That's fine.
Yeah.
But tastes disgusting.
But it was gross, and I was like, that's my last game. Also because someone shot me in the leg when I had surrendered. The rule is you're not allowed to pull it back past your elbow, but he had pulled it all the way back to his shoulder, got within 3 feet, and you're let it fly into my thigh. And I cried. I'm not gonna lie. I cried. It was 2 years ago, and I cried.
Ow.
And then there was that other time where I hid inside the helicopter's tail, and every time someone walked in a helicopter, I'd just shoot them in the face. And then they'd walk out.
Wait, was that, Keaton's birthday party?
No.
Were you there for that, though?
I think so.
It was the one where we did zombies mode?
I don't remember.
Yeah, all I know is that I tried to do zombies mode, and I was the first one to get infected. I was hiding in this house, and one of the zombies comes by and just shoots me in the hand. I had no time to react whatsoever.
Yeah, I killed like 5 people that game. And then they outlawed the spot, because apparently other kids had done that and gotten stuck. But I'm wiggly, so I was able to get free fairly easily. So yeah, we definitely changed subjects from sports to paintball, but that's okay.
Gray, we wish you were here.
Great, yeah, we do. Hope you get better, even though you're not sick. It's your family who's sick, so we hope your family gets better.
Not sick,
right? And unless another person in the family gets sick, she will be here next episode, so it won't be this empty.
Yay!
Yay! We will see you guys next week.